Karen, what is our first main topic today?
Our first main topic comes to us from Anthony D. Hey there, John and company. Hello. Did you all have a chance to see the Willow trailer? Are you excited for this show? I personally love the movie more than I likely should, and I can't wait to see the show.
All right, thanks for sending that in, Anthony. And, going into Star Wars Celebration, I can't remember if it was you, Rob. It probably wasn't you, but I was having a discussion with somebody about whether we're going to see other things at Celebration, like Indiana Jones, which we'll talk about here in a bit, or Willow. And I said, well, 50-50. They are Lucasfilm properties, but they're not Star Wars, but they did. Now, we've known they were making Willow for a long time now, and we've known they wrapped on the thing. And of course, who doesn't have fond memories of Willow? Listen, I'm going to admit, I don't hold Willow, the original film, as high as a number of other people do, but I certainly enjoyed the film, and I remember it fondly. Warwick Davis, of course, he's a global treasure, Warwick Davis, so it's great seeing him in there. And they decided to drop the first trailer for it. And I'll tell you what, I thought it was great. I really did. I'm not going to lie. It is not amongst one of my most anticipated projects of the year in television or film. I'm not going to pretend that it is. But the little behind the scenes things, and I haven't been thrilled with the casting choices just because that doesn't feel like a cast that fits together, and they really haven't given much away about the story. But as soon as the music starts to play, you're like, oh, this feels familiar. And then they start talking about Alara, who's probably the new empress or whatever. And then once you hear Warwick's voice, all of a sudden I'm like, why do I feel all cozy? I suddenly feel very cozy and comfortable as soon as Warwick starts playing. And I'll tell you what, the job of a trailer, as we always say, is to take your enthusiasm level for a project and bump it up a couple of notches. The trailer did that for me. I liked what I saw. Rob, you had a chance to check out the Willow trailer. What did you think about it?
Well, like you, I liked the original movie. I liked Val Kilmer's Mad Mardigan and Joanne Whaley, who later became his wife. She was great too. And what is it, Queen Bavmorda?
Yeah.
Is that and then I was telling you earlier, the two-headed dragon in that is called the Eber-Sisk, named after Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel, which I actually used to have a toy of. But I didn't, it's a movie I liked, like you. You went to Lucasfilm and Ron Howard directing, and it was fun. But it felt like Tolkien or Terry Brooks light. It was full. Right, yeah. It was fine. We can't make Lord of the Rings now, but we'll make this.
My high school's days were filled with a lot of Terry Brooks books.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't have any kind of devoted attachment to it, But that said, like you, I watched this trailer and I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. The production values are there. I liked the characters, and I liked what we saw, and I was interested. If you asked me, you put out a tweet yesterday where you said, hey, we've got Top Gun, we got Willow, we got Indiana Jones. It feels like 1986. Yeah. And I was like, totally. I laughed, and I'm like, you're right. But then I'm thinking, if Top Gun Maverick becomes the new benchmark, and if people are shooting that high and we're going to get great shows, what's not to like? I mean, I loved the Dark Crystal series. It only lasted.
Don't remind me. They canceled it after one season. That was fantastic.
I mean, the Dark Crystal is a movie I always thought was it's always kind of left me cold, but I've always thought it was a stunning achievement. And I've always the score is great, the design is great, but it's hard for me to get into a movie where there's no human beings. It's all puppets. But I've always respected Dark Crystal. So when I went in and saw the show, I was like, I'll watch this. I was blown away at how good it was.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe Willow will be the equivalent of what Dark Crystal was. Hopefully it'll go more than one season. But if it's that good, we might be in for something special.
I mean, here's hoping. But by the way, just to get everything caught up here, this comes to us from the folks over at Mashable, and they wrote the following. Willow brings back star Warwick Davis, love him, as the eponymous spell-slinging Nelwyn, the little people of Willow fantasy universe. In the original film, Willow and his friends saved an infant girl who was prophesized to topple the forces of darkness that presided over the land at the time. The series picks up years later with a new, younger group of heroes joining sending Willow himself on a dangerous quest to places far beyond their home, where they must face their inner demons and come together to save the world. And that, of course, again, comes to us from Mashable. There's a part in the trailer where he says, we must go into the unknown. And I expected the song from Frozen 2 to start playing something like that. I don't know. Aaron, you had a chance to see this trailer. What did you think about the Willow trailer?
I really enjoyed it. And when you talk about that feeling of being all warm and cozy the moment that you see Warwick Davis, absolutely. I mean, the man has been working nonstop. I mean, for some of us who are not necessarily as aware, we don't get Google alerts every time Warwick Davis shows up on your television screen.
Speak for yourself.
I know, exactly. I was actually quite surprised and excited to see that Warwick Davis has been working absolutely in just about everything. So good for him for having such a beautiful career that has gone on very much since the original Willow, and now he's able to have this resurrection. For those of us who do have that beautiful nostalgia. And I know that this is, I'm almost, I hate to say it because I just know my company right now, but the moment that I got a feeling of, warm coziness was when I saw that image of the crooked staff. God damn it. I know, I'm just already I know, Rob is holding his tongue.
No, hey.
But there is that thing. It was such an iconic image of the walking stick, that staff that was so knobby and crooked. And the moment that I saw that, I went, oh my gosh, it just brought back this flood of memories of the original film and seeing Warwick Davis's face. And there's just something really nostalgic about that. I also, speaking of the casting, what I thought was really interesting was the addition of Erin Kellyman, who, if you remember from Falcon and Winter Soldier, she was the girl who was running away. They kept trying to go in and talk to her, and she was the orphan. She was so great in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and so I'm excited to see what she does in the world of Willow as well. But I feel the same thing. It's very Tolkien light. However, I'm intrigued.
John, you're saying, and I have to say this, I had forgotten. If you asked me what the Willow theme song was, I might not have been able to tell you right away. As soon as you heard it in that trailer, dun, 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 I'm like, it all just came flooding back. And you forget, with cable and home video, I mean, I don't know how many times I've watched Willow, probably 50. And it's funny because I haven't revisited the film since the 80s. I do not have Willow in physical media.
I don't believe
what?
that.
I know, I don't. And I was thinking about it last night because I'm like, I kind of want to watch Willow again. And I'm going to have to go get it.
See, that's strange to me because, if some guy named Terrence, who owns a 7-Eleven on 5th Street, says, I've got security footage from a night in 2014 and it's on a disc somewhere, you would say, would you surprise me to find out that I have a 4K Blu-ray of that security footage and you don't have Willow?
I don't. I don't have Willow, and I don't know why. I mean, I was thinking about that, why don't I own Willow? I've never owned Willow. I never owned Willow on Laserdisc, on DVD, on Blu-ray. I don't think there's a 4K of Willow up, but I don't own it.
Well, now is a great time to get it,
Now's
Rob.
a very good time. By the way, you bring up Warwick Davis, right? Warwick Davis might be the quietest, most successful actor of all time. Think about this. Mm-hmm. Between his work with Ricky Gervais and Willow and Harry Potter and Star Wars, I mean, this guy is like, oh, you've been in some good things? Hold my beer.
Yeah.
See, he's seriously just very quietly, over the decades, amassed one of the most enviable resumes in the history of Hollywood. So good on him. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to check out the Willow trailer? If so, did you like it? Are you excited about it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. You know, the one with the delightful ads with good Canadian kid Ryan Reynolds. So look, after years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't a catch. And guys, that's no joke, because for years I've been using one of the major providers and it was fine. But I switched over to Mint Mobile a little while ago. The service has been fantastic. And the big difference is I'm now paying about 1/3 of what I was paying before. And the best part for anybody who just hates their phone bills is that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.